As I ask this, there is a writer's strike in the American entertainment industry, and writers and artists are being devalued by AI. Any thoughts?
Alright, so I'm an old school leftist, so I would tend to agree with unionization and collective bargaining, right? However, union moves in my industry, tabletop, and in computer games, it's kind of related industry that I've had some involvement with, I suppose. They've kind of changed my attitude a little, because when I've gone into the demands that those unions are making, they frequently have nothing whatever to do with pay and conditions, and rather a desire to control the output of the studio, to have more of a say in the direction and so on of the company, a demand for forcible diversity and inclusion, a veto over certain content, things like that, things that have nothing to do with labour or pay settlements, compensation or working conditions. And that's concerning because it has nothing to do with the labour movement, and because it potentially undermines the labour movement by making the demands of unions seem frivolous when they're not. In this writer's strike, on the pay and conditions side, I support it, even though it's outside my wheelhouse. But it does seem that they're getting stiffed when it comes to streaming, because streaming has been disruptive, and so precedents don't hold, and what's fair compensation is open to interpretation, and obviously the companies are interpreting it in a way that very much favours them, while the writers aren't. But there are issues here as well, like demands for certain numbers of writers to be involved in shows, and honestly, I don't think the problem that we have in Western writing for TV series and so on, I don't think the problem we've got is that there aren't enough writers. I think the problem is that there are too many writers in the writers' room, and so there's been a certain loss of singular vision, which is more of a gamble, but does tend to produce better results because you have one overall vision and idea of how things are going to go. And we're also seeing the same sorts of demands for forced diversity and inclusion, adding writers to the writers' room from various surface level differences, skin tone, nationality, LGBT status, whatever, that frequently has absolutely nothing to do with the work in hand, and isn't going to lead to more of these people being chosen because they're talented or good, but just to tick a box off screen as well as on screen. So that concerns me, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with labour relations, terms and conditions, compensation, all of that sort of thing. So there's a similar issue there. But this strike is outside my wheelhouse. I've only ever written one screenplay, teleplay, and that's about a guy who fucks chainsaws. So I don't think I'm in that much of a position to comment.